have Joanna Thomas playing the role of Elmire, Mitchell Burns playing the role of Orgon, and Logan Ayala playing the role of Tartuffe. The scene I'm about to show you is the one in which Elmire exposes to her husband, Orgon, Tartuffe's religiously devout and devious ways and the real reason why he's in the house. So I hope you enjoy, and I represent District 11, Troop 26.
Oh, sis, I'm staggered by your blindness. You must be infatuated and obsessed with him in order to overlook what's happened here today.
That Tartuffe been making love to you. You really expect me to believe that? Words, words, words. Words are heard, not seen. Seeing is believing, and with all due respect.
But if I could make you see that what I'm saying is the truth?
See?
Yes.
Rubbish!
This delusion has lasted far too long, and I am tired of being accused of lying. It's high time I gave myself the satisfaction of showing you everything I've said is true.
All right. I'll take you at your word.
Let's resume here. When in love, deceit is easy. Vanity leads people to fool themselves. He's coming. This table, get underneath.
What?
Do as you're told.
All right, this is rather silly, but I can't wait to see you prove your point.
I don't believe you'll have any complaints. I shall coax. Since I've reduced to this hypocrite will take off his mask, and I shall encourage his insolent desires and stimulate his recklessness. Since all of this is for you, I'll only stop when you acknowledge that you were wrong. So things will only go as far as you allow them.
You asked to see me.
Yes, I have a secret I must tell you. But before I do, could you make sure no one surprises us?
What's going on?
Okay. Now I reveal to you what I should have perhaps kept back a bit longer. I throw all modesty to the winds. I lay bare my heart. I confess not only my love, but my willingness.
I'm not quite sure I follow you, madam. Just right now, you give a very different answer.
You must know very little about women. Our voice, protesting feebly against our instincts, gives the kind of no that promises everything.
To hear such words from such a lovely mouth is exquisitely pleasurable, madam. But what do I hear? Words, words, words. How can I believe these words unless translated by these?
Oh, you men. Very well. The man who's not satisfied with words shall have the proof he desires. But how can I agree to what you want without, as you say, offending God?
I can dispel these ludicrous alarms. I know the art of freeing inhibitions. This will be completely secret. No, because I need you. That is a bad cough.
Yes, it's misery.
Anyway, I can easily remove your scruples. This will be completely secret. Sitting in silence is no sin at all.
My husband.
Why worry about him? Between you and me, he's easy to manipulate. He takes pride in our relationship. I've got it so that he wouldn't even believe it if he saw us.
Words, words, words. Go have a really good look out there.
So you were right.
All right, get back underneath the table. Wait till he's finished. I don't want you to make any other assumptions.
Oh, he's worse than any devil out of hell.
I've kicked around. There's no... my delight.
I wouldn't let myself get too excited if I were you. I think we have enough proof.
You mean... oh, you think that...
Oh, please. Now take yourself off me. Let further ado.
I never meant... but anyway...
And get out of my house.
No. You get out of my house. Attacking me is more dangerous than you think. I have a way of punishing imposters, avenging this insult to God, making those who try to throw me out repent.
What does he mean this is his house?
I fear a deed of gift may have been a mistake.
What deed of gift?
The case.
What?
The attaché case.
Thank you.
this show and then this particular scene?
Tartuffe, well actually, I started my research over the summer, and I wasn't really familiar with like classical pieces, but when I started school, my director had actually chosen a piece by Pierre Corneille called The Lyre, and it was very similar, like style-wise, to this piece, so I felt like, since we were doing this would help me with my student directing, and I had like sort of 2 points of view from being in that show and being able to direct my friends in the show. And the scene I picked, because when I read it, I saw a lot of it just already in my mind, and it had a lot of action available.
What's the significance of Cain?
The cane, it's to show age, because he's like the head of the household, so I wanted him to have a cane to be stern, show his power in the house. And then,
Do you use it to walk or just for just the show?
he should be able to use it to walk, but I also wanted it to, because it's like a symbol of like power, and Tartuffe throws it on the ground because they find out that Tartuffe, kind of has the deed to the house. So when he throws that on the ground, it's sort of like you're no longer in charge. So that's yeah.
So, what do you think is the source of the comedy in the scene, and how were you trying to physicalize what's going on? What was you thinking about?
The comedy, in my opinion, comes a lot from the physicality, because there's a lot to play with in this scene. So it's very like this. I see it as very like hands-on kind of comedy, I guess you could say. So it's very like provocative in some scenes, and then the cane scene. It's just like physical comedy is, I guess, funny and like pleasing to watch, and it's high energy. So.
Did you do some research into the style and the period? This show's about 300 years old or so. So did you go back and get a sense of that?
I did do some research, yes.
Okay. Because my sense was that you captured some of the formality that would be part of this, and you didn't let the physical comedy become sort of, current, contemporary, just buffoonery, which I think could happen. And I think it's funnier to see these very distinguished people doing some of the things that they did. So I thought it worked well, and I don't know that it necessarily would have. I think this, because it's a period show, I think you just have to attend to somehow the period itself. Which I think you did. So as a director, some directors are directive and tell people what to do, and sometimes they let the actors improvise. Where did you fall on that?
Well, when I first read through my play, I had like a set, sort of like an outline of like where I wanted to go. And then as soon as I started letting them sort of play with the scene, I started getting more ideas. And a lot of it was not collaborative, I would say, but they'd say, oh, let's do this. This is easier. This feels better. And then I was like, oh, okay, like let's do that. And then that would spawn another idea, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's do this. Let's play. So
Right.
it was like a lot of ideas.
It's some improvisation.
Yeah.
And did you direct this entire play? Did you do it?
No, I blocked out and did.
Okay, so it
yeah.
looks like you had
I wrote down all the
Yeah.
the blocking and the sound.
So
Did you handle that blocking before you began working with them too?
Yes. Yeah. A lot of it was changed.
And this is an adaptation. So with this, I'm just skimming through. There's a lot of stage directions, and sometimes they're good, and sometimes they're not. I thought the scene at the table and your head coming out, it was all very funny. And one of the things that worked is that sense of proximity. That often forces the comedy because, you're hiding, you're really balancing a lot, because you know what's going on at the table. There were times, so I think that proximity forced the comedy. There were some times that the scene got real big.
Yeah.
So I think something to experiment with is how can you help the actors to find this huge space and not make it so big that people are sort of shouting at each other.
Yeah.
It's not acting, reacting. And I think when it's tight, it worked well. When it got big, it was a little looser. But your actors seem to bring in a good sense of control and style, and who knows, I'm going to give you all the credit because you're the director. My sense is you were working with some people with some abilities. But that doesn't mean that they're going to naturally do that, because actors can't see it themselves. So you, as a director, have to, bring it up, bring it down, make it work, as you're ultimately in charge of all that.
So it's just, it's so different, so.
Yeah, it is, and it's held up. And I think, I haven't seen the show for years. This adaptation sometimes can remove some of the barriers of language, and I think this is more of a kind of
Yeah.
adaptation of it, but it frees you